Over 6 months ago, I quit everything. I was so tired of the normal advice people were saying of go to the woods for a weekend or do a 7-day dopamine detox or just buy a dummy phone or all this like stupid advice like this. So I just decided to do the complete opposite to that. I decided to just take it slow, and I didn't know it at the time, but I actually created a new method of like reducing your screen time, and I called it the onion method. And again, I've been clean for over 6 months, and I've helped over 50 people like kind of go through the onion method, and people have seen good results from it. So yeah, what actually is the onion method? So at the core of it, the onion method just basically represents an onion, and the onion represents like your bad screen time. And what do all of the layers represent? They represent the different parts of your bad screen time. So, for example, one layer could be short form content, and another layer could be like TV shows or movies, and then it could be like watching Mr. Beast videos or edutainment, or all of these different layers. You could kind of break them up into like 20 different layers or something like that. And then how do you actually like leverage the onion method now? You start by identifying your layers of the onion. So there's not one like unifiable onion that we can all just use and preach to like a god. You need to create your own layers. So you need to figure out what am my layers. So basically with the onion method, the layers, the further towards the middle of the onion that the layers are, the cleaner the bad activity actually is. So, for example, the outer layers could, for example, be short form content. So, I say to everyone, if you scroll short form content for like 15 minutes a day plus, then you should just focus on that as your biggest priority right now, right? So, that's your outer layer. Then, the further in you get, the cleaner your bad activity is. So, for example, with what could that be? Like, for example, if you play a lot of chess or something like that, that could technically still be classified as wasting time or a bad layer, right? But obviously that's better than like scrolling short form content, etc., etc. So you need to identify your desired position before you can actually start ahead and like cut away and peel away each layer of the onion. So you start by identifying your layers. So how do you identify your layers? I kind of have like a quick framework where you can ask yourself these 3 questions, and then you can identify whether a layer is how bad the layer actually is. So the first part is, for example, right now, let's just say it's a Monday for you right now, right? Let's say yesterday you watched a TV show. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that you wasted, I don't know, fucking 5 hours watching a TV show straight? How do you feel about that? So the second question is, how much time do you waste on it? If you only spend like 10 minutes a week, I don't know, watching, what could you watch? Like a Mr. Beast video, I don't know. Then it's probably not that bad of a thing, right? And the third question is, what is the general perception of it? Do people think it's extremely bad to consume a bunch of movies? Do they think like, what's just the like general perception of it? And that's basically how you can identify the layers. So then you need to identify your desired position. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be the guy who just wakes up, works on his business, only reads books, only listens to audiobooks, and then all you do is just like productive stuff, no phone, no like watching random YouTube videos, no, none of that. Then set that as your desired position. Then how do you actually now cut away each layer systematically? So first you have to know that with the onion method, we're not so much focused on like specifically, how do you say, like we're not so specifically focused on actually reducing the screen time. We're more focused on becoming the person who doesn't scroll. And how do you do that? You do that by changing your identity. So that's why, like, one of the big downsides with the onion method is that it just takes a lot of time, because you could just kind of use the onion method as like you would with cold turkey, where you just, oh yeah, I cut away one layer, and then like 2 minutes after you cut away one layer, then it's basically the same. But we keep a 14-day difference between the first layer that you cut away and the next layer that you cut away. And this is for your identity shift, because imagine like the onion. Imagine I cut away I peel away one layer of the onion, and then I showed it to you. You would still say it was an onion. If I peel away another layer, you would still say it's an onion. But eventually, once I've cut away, like peeled away all of the layers, eventually you just have like a weird ball, and then I'd ask you what it is, and you wouldn't recognize it. And that's like the desired position. So how do you actually cut away each layer systematically, right? You use all the techniques that people talk about. You do the fucking friction stuff. You set up the app timers. You set up the app loggers. You set up accountability. You do the fucking what's it called, like yeah, like commitment contracts. You set up all of this stuff so that it's easier to peel away each layer. And the most important thing is you need to keep at the core that it's all about the substitution, because the thing about the onion method that makes it so easy that people actually succeed with it is the fact that you can substitute it with everything else. So when you're peeling away the outer layers, like for example short form content, then you can still watch movies, you can still watch TV shows, and you can feel productive about it. You can still like watch Mr. Beast videos. You can still do all of these things because you are making progress. It still feels like it is you. It's the same with like the onion. You peel away one layer, it still looks like an onion, but you are making progress. So once you've peeled away enough layers of the onion, it will look unrecognizable. So yeah, use the app timers, use all of that stuff, but at the core, it's all about the substitution, because you are not him. I was speaking to one dude on a call, and I was talking to him. He was like, "Oh yeah, I have some podcasts I can watch," and he was watching Facebook Reels, bro. Facebook Reels. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I have some podcasts to watch." I told him, "Bro, you're not that guy. You're not that guy. You might be him now because he was disciplined, but when he had those like down times where he was like procrastinating, his natural instinct was to go to the Facebook Reels or whatever he was watching, right? If he could have just went to watching a TV show, watching a movie, it's very, very easy. I hope you can imagine. I hope you can like envision this and how much of a difference it will actually make to your life, because it still feels like you, but you are making a fuck ton of progress. So at the core, just focus on the substitution, and that's like the biggest part of the onion method. So again, if you are an entrepreneur and you're really struggling with like screen time, you see it as the biggest bottleneck in your business, then click on the first link in the description. I guarantee your results. You don't get the results you want, you don't pay. It's that simple. So click on the first link in the description, watch the video sales figure, click on the big red button after that, fill out the Google form, see if you qualify. If you do, I'll reach out to you on WhatsApp. We'll have a chat about your problem. I'll give you an offer and we'll start working together. You'll send me an awesome testimonial at the end once you get like once you reach your desired position. So go take some action. Have a good rest of the day. See you, brother.